Hey, it's Janelle Waz and welcome back to another episode of Waz Reviews. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. That's right, today we're talking about the world's most famous web-slinger.
He's a criminal, that's who he is. A vigilante, a public menace.
Back in 2002, the superhero genre was revolutionized with the release of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which followed nerdy teenager Peter Parker as he's bitten by a genetically engineered spider, gets Spidey powers, and learns that with great power comes great responsibility. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the superhero genre, not that I have anything against it, I just never got into it. But I grew up playing the occasional superhero game and even watched the X-Men animated series. One of those games I played was the movie tie-in to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Although weirdly enough, I didn't sit down to watch the actual movie until a few days ago, so this movie tie-in game was all I knew of the story for a long time. Get your radioactive spiders and cameras ready. We're swinging into Spider-Man.
You're not Superman, you know.
Alright, first things first, you're starting up a new game, so we gotta look through the tutorial. No, seriously, do the tutorial. Even if you know how to play this game, do the tutorial. It's great.
Greetings. Welcome to the tutorial. Yeah, I know, you want to get on with things, beat up the bad guys, do the whole superhero thing, blah blah blah. Well, everyone's got to start somewhere.
The tutorial is narrated by the disembodied voice of actor Bruce Campbell. And to be honest, I wish he did tutorials in every game. He's got this sarcastic tone throughout the whole thing that just fits so well with my sense of humor. He'll even interact with the wide-eyed Peter, just amazed with his new powers.
This is incredible! Am I really doing this?
Well, you're easily impressed, aren't you? You haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet.
I kinda wish he narrated the entire movie.
Hey, king of the world, don't let it go to your head, okay?
Even though I roughly remember how this game is played, I still go through the tutorial every time I start up a new save file. It's a great way to start the game.
Good luck. I said, good luck. Good luck means goodbye. See, there's nothing more to see here. We're done, that's a wrap. You got it? We're over. I want you to understand, accept, move on with your life. Crying out loud, these people.
Jeez, Bruce, I get the message. Let's start the game. The game has you step into the shoes of Peter Parker, soon to be Spider-Man, and he gives the game's intro.
My Uncle Ben and Aunt May raised me like a son. They never had much money, though. I thought my powers could help make up for that.
Hold up there, Pete. I know I only just watched the movie for the first time a few days ago, but if I recall correctly, you fought Bonesaw to buy a car to impress Mary Jane. Don't lie to us, Peter. Also, that's clearly not Bonesaw. So, yeah, this game loosely follows the events of the movie. But whatever, that's to be expected from a movie-based video game. I mean, look at the Dune game. This game also starts about halfway through the movie, which I'm okay with because, and this might be an unpopular opinion, I thought the first half of the movie was a little slow. Peter's Uncle Ben has been murdered, and for the first couple of levels, we're looking for the murderer. Basically, it's Shenmue, only with more web-slinging, and hopefully won't take over 20 years to wrap up. Pete? You're crawling on the side of a building in broad daylight without your costume. Somebody's gonna see you! Okay, but why couldn't you do that before? Well, whatever, we gotta swing to the top of buildings and politely ask these various gang members where Uncle Ben's murderer is.
You lost, kid?
Didn't know anything, but I'm just getting started.
You didn't even give them a chance to answer.
I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
Okay, finally we found someone who might know something. A rejected Backstreet Boy.
He's probably in that whole shipping warehouse. It's right on the river. That's all I know.
Thanks. Sounds like the police are closing in.
Yeah, probably answering calls about a crazy guy in a spider sweater throwing people around. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Vengeful neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Kicking ass is his reward.
You'll find the Spider-Man.
People gotta be more careful. The cops could show up at any time.
We spend the next two levels with the objective, find or catch Uncle Ben's killer. and terrorizing the local gang along the way.
Looks like the freak wants to play.
I'm gonna tear you to pieces.
You ain't getting this fuse. Better take off while you still can.
Easy to say that behind a locked door, coward. You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door! Talk is cheap. You messed with the wrong guy.
Make that a well-armed local gang. I have to say, having armed gang members shoot you is a tad unfair, even if you're Spider-Man. Bruce Campbell will also give you some tips early in the game, but only for the first couple of levels.
When you see a vent cover on the ground, try looking up. Duh.
I feel like a lot of this should have been covered in the tutorial, but whatever. It's Bruce Campbell.
Go ahead. Give it a shot. You never know what might happen. No, seriously, go ahead. It'll be fine. Go ahead.
That should do it. Now to find the guy who killed Uncle Ben.
Hey guys, wanna listen to some golden oldies?
That's where I need to be. Now I just need to find a way to get there.
Well, just break down the vent. Like, it can't be that hard. You're Spider-Man! Oh look, a boss health meter. Well, I guess we found him. Okay, sawed-off shotgun? That's just cheating. Personally, I like to crawl on the ceiling, keeping Uncle Ben's killer in fear of his life.
Where is he?
No! You! Could have stopped you at the fight promoter's office.
Peter? You just fought an entire boss fight with his face in full view. You mean to tell me you didn't realize that this guy was this guy? This shouldn't be a shocking revelation for you.
I could have saved Uncle Ben.
So, Peter didn't kill him, right? He fell out the window on his own. He just wasn't watching where he was going. Somebody should call OSHA about that.
Uncle Ben. Nothing could ever fill the hole left when he died. Those wounds never really heal.
Uncle Ben has been avenged, and now it's time to do some web-slinging in a new outfit and a new Spider-Man name. Meanwhile at Oscorp, Norman,
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Osborn, is after Spider-Man because something Oscorp serum. I don't know, the logic kinda escapes me for this game. Either way, Oscorp is after Spidey. But Peter's gotta take some pictures of Spider-Man.
I need photos. Photos of Spider-Man.
I don't know what that thing is, but something tells me it isn't friendly.
And now we get into aerial fights.
Jane! Stop this crazy thing!
Excuse me, can't Spider-Man stop them? Yeah, the aerial fights aren't my favorite in this game. I mean, they're doable, and the camera lock certainly helps, but it's just so hard to attack flying enemies, especially if they take more than one hit. And it only gets harder from here. So you remember when I said this game loosely follows the movie? Well, not only are the events from the movie slightly different in the game, but there are entire side plots of Spider-Man fighting various supervillains not from the movie. These villains don't even appear in the movie. To be honest, I kinda like this. It almost plays like deleted scenes from the movie, or even like standalone episodes to a serialized show. Of course, I could be saying this because I grew up playing this game, but even after watching the movie, I like how this game serves as a companion rather than a substitute for the movie. It also allows Peter Spider-Man, to throw out some great one-liners that we don't get to see in the movie because I don't know what to do with my powers and all that. But anyways, there's trouble at the subway where we have to protect various security guards and civilians from your typical thief in a comic book world behavior. Beatings in broad daylight in public locations, and getting shoved towards a wall. I'm sorry, but if the security detail is getting owned this easily, I'm a little worried for the people taking the subway. No wonder Spider-Man has to fight crime. Who else would?
Can I cut in?
And now we meet the one responsible for all this subway shenanigans.
So you must be Quilt Man, Padded Pete, Mr. Triple Ply? Oh, I've got it. The cushion.
I'm the Shocker.
No, I like the cushion better. So Mr. Triple Ply here enjoys long walks along the subway, having his goons rough up random people, and doing this. Guy, what are you doing? I know they say people are addicted to smartphones today, but you're seriously still carrying on a conversation like you're not about to get crushed by how many tons of stone? I mean, start taking pictures of the column while you're at it. Well, we better save this guy because clearly he's a few slices short of a...
Pizza time.
Help! What's going on?
You really ought to pay more attention.
And of course, now we have to chase Quilt Man through the sewers.
I'm the Shocker. There's no way we're giving up a score this big to some clown in red tights.
I protest. I am not a merry man.
That's an interesting fighting technique you got there, Spidey.
Stings, doesn't it? Come on, Shock. You know I can't let you run around down here without a chaperone.
Oh, real cute, Quilt Man.
I'm the Shocker. Come on, freak. You need to learn a lesson, and Shocker's School of Hard Knocks is now open.
Give me a break, Shock. I can't believe you have any class, let alone a whole school worth.
See, that's what I love about this game. The snappy dialogue. That was one of the things I missed while watching the movie. I mean, sure, we have memeable moments from the movies, but these little jewels of Spidey sarcasm are great.
Wow, that kink in my back is gone. My back. Oh, my back.
The Shocker boss fight is decently tough. He uses his shock attack, I guess, as well as a tornado attack that can make things tough, although sometimes I can break the tornado with some webbing. By the way, webbing is almost useless in boss fights. Bosses typically break out of it almost immediately. The only time I found webbing to be useful is to break up a power attack. But eventually, Shocker goes down and gives Spidey some valuable information.
If I don't get mine, Vulture isn't getting his. He had some workshop set up in the old clock tower on the Lower East Side.
Thanks, Shocker. Give my regards to my fans in the Slammer.
Okay, next villain, Vulture. Apparently he and Padded Pete were working together.
This is some nest.
Climbing Vulture's tower mostly involves avoiding random bombs he's throwing at you, as well as some exploding robots. Which seems like a bad idea considering his lab is at the top of the tower and he's blowing up the lower levels. I like to take some shortcuts by zipping up to the surfaces above me, but you'll also need to use holes in the center part of the tower to get to different parts of the tower.
I hope this is a warm enough welcome for you, insect.
You might recognize Vulture's voice as the familiar voice of Dwight Schultz, also seen in shows like The A-Team and Star Trek's The Next Generation and Voyager. Also, technically Spider-Man isn't an insect. Somebody ditched biology class that day.
Insect. You're becoming a thorn in my side.
Ah, yes. The old swinging log of doom trick. That one never gets old.
And also quite damaging to your place of residence. Great going, Bird Brain! The level gets harder as you go up the tower, and multiple times I was overwhelmed by the sheer number of explosives being lobbed my way.
You're going nowhere.
Today, I'll bring things to a more permanent end.
Don't do it, Vulture. You still have so much to live for.
Knock knock, can I come in?
Why can't you leave me in peace? See you, chump.
And now, because Vulture can fly, of course we have an aerial chase level. Yeah, you can't let Vulture get too far ahead, and he's also breaking stuff around town to make Spidey choose between innocent people or him, because of course he would. This is based on a comic book.
What's the matter, Spider-Man? Too fast for you?
Hey, come back. The food at the old folks' home wasn't that bad, was it?
But there don't seem to be any shady pines to sit on.
And finally, the Vulture boss fight is an aerial battle. Oh boy, do I love those. Although this does make sense for Vulture's boss fight since he is a flying fellow. Whenever you have aerial battles like this, and yes, there is more than one in this game, you have to attack the boss until the blue from his health meter drains, causing him to land, and you fight mano a mano like any other boss.
No! Forced down by that costume fool!
Oh, that's rich, Vulture.
Now, Vulture, you can't go around taking things that don't belong to you. What kind of example does it set for impressionable youngsters out there?
This has been your public service announcement for the day. Back at Oscorp, Norman Osborn continues his quest to capture Spider-Man, only now there are two people with arachnid DNA. See, Vulture? Arachnid DNA, not insect DNA.
Insect?
Well, the next two levels focus on Scorpion here. Crazy, crazy Scorpion.
He's on me! Someday I'll be free! I hate this suit! I hate it!
This guy's a few sandwiches short of a picnic.
I'm not a fan of these levels. Are they particularly hard? I mean, sure, I had some difficulty with them, but I've handled worse. Did Scorpion's laughter get to me? I mean, a little bit, but whatever. Was Scorpion a terrible fighter? I mean, probably, but what else is new with any CPU ally? No. What gets under my skin is that I stuck my neck out for this jerk just to have him turn on me.
Will I destroy you? Yes, I will.
You see? You see? I do one good thing. One good thing!
That was just plain rude.
Thankfully, there are only two levels with this creep. Fighting off the spider robots and the boss fight.
You can't take me back.
I wouldn't even know where to take you back to.
This boss was kind of hard. You can barely get close to Scorpion to attack him. He uses his tail to throw you. Even staying away from him is pointless. But at the very least, Spidey asks the important questions during this fight.
Is rust a hygiene issue for you?
They're watching me.
Boy, squirrels must love you. 'Cause you're nuts.
Are you after me too? I think you are.
I'm guessing you have some unpaid parking tickets, right? I don't know who did all this to you, pal, but don't worry. We'll get you to a hospital. Scorpion? Disappeared. I feel bad for him, but I can't help hoping I've seen the last of him.
Shouldn't you run after him before he causes more trouble? But no, Scorpion is no longer Spidey's problem because now we return to the events based on a fictional movie. Norman Osborn has been fired.
You know how much I sacrificed?
And he decides to teach Oscorp a lesson they won't forget.
I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget.
Testing the Oscorp serum on himself. He also threatens to fire his assistant, but if he's already been fired, he can't fire his assistant, right? At least in the movie, he was still with Oscorp when he tested the serum. Like, guy, what are you doing? Call the police and say your ex-boss is threatening you. Heck, call Spider-Man! But now we see the transformation of William DeFriend to William Dafoe. I mean the Green Goblin, of course I mean the Green Goblin. We cut to a random parade that the movie explains is Oscorp's World Unity Day, but is just a parade happening in the game. Peter's friend Harry is making goo-goo eyes at Peter's crush Mary Jane, which, again, the movie states that Harry and MJ are dating, and Peter is creeping on them with his camera. When another creeper decides to make an entrance. Looks like this is a job for Spider-Man.
Change the pardon!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. The Green Goblin attack clearly took place during the day. But when we get the chance to rescue MJ, it's night. So either it took Peter a couple of hours to change into his costume, or he just stood there as MJ was standing on a balloon yelling the most unconvincing, "Help!" And then he still makes MJ wait there as he lays down a couple of insults to Goblin.
Who are you? No, wait. Let me guess. The Emerald Elf?
Like, what the hell?
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Well, better late than never. Let's rescue MJ.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
I have to go deal with, you know.
Oh.
And of course, Peter wasn't the only one creeping during the whole event. The Daily Bugle's gonna pay big bucks for this. Oh look, another aerial battle. Because I just love those. This level is part aerial battle, part chase sequence, part save the lives of innocent bystanders, part ground fight. Nevertheless, the Spidey comebacks are great, and I'm here for it.
Wouldn't lift a finger to help you.
Yeah, well, since they can't fly or bend steel with their bare hands, I can't really blame them.
Eventually, you fight Goblin until his glider is damaged enough, and then he crashes through a window for a ground fight. And yeah, fighting Goblin isn't fun. He likes doing things like throwing Spidey around like a rag doll and throw random pumpkin bombs at him. And like the fight with Vulture, eventually Goblin's glider will come back to pick him up, and you have to repeat the whole process again until his health meter is depleted.
We are truly brothers.
Brothers, huh? Well then I'm telling Mom.
Dear brother.
And no, you don't defeat Goblin at the end of this boss fight because that would be a short game. Instead, he's just mad that you won't join him. Kinda like old man Palpatine.
So be it.
Save it. You're done.
See you, chump.
Goblin decides to do another
"You have to choose between saving innocent lives from bombs I set up or stopping me"
dilemma. Well, now you're just copying Vulture.
I'm gonna go somewhere quiet and have a heart attack.
The next couple of levels are only in the Xbox version of the game, which is why I specifically wanted the Xbox version. Besides the fact that I grew up playing the Xbox version. Norman Osborn, even though he's been fired, still uses Oscorp's office to hire Kraven the Hunter to catch Spider-Man, who lures him to the zoo with some Batman techniques to poison him and send him through a booby-trapped hellhole and sniper fire. Yeah, Mr. Thrill of the Hunt, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right, Spider. You sense your jeopardy, don't you?
The biggest enemy in this level, besides the booby traps, is time. Spidey's been poisoned, and he has to reach Kraven to grab the antidote. It's mostly just jumping around avoiding getting hit or bear trapped. There aren't any bad guys to beat up, it's mostly just to avoid the traps and sniper fire. This leads to a boss fight with Kraven.
Ah, the hunt is glorious, is it not? The true hunter does not need guns.
Guy? You spent the last level trying to snipe Spidey.
Guessing Kraven never won many good sportsmanship awards.
You can't climb on the walls or the ceiling since Kraven's booby-trapped them with fire and electricity. Heck, he's even got a snake pit to fall into. Kraven will also occasionally drink potions as a power-up. Wait a minute, that's my antidote!
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, these levels don't really add a whole lot to the game, so don't sweat it if you happen to have this game on another system. It's not like you're missing a whole lot.
Well, the nice policeman will be by soon to take you back to your padded room. You be a good boy until they get here.
Back to the plot. Oh joy, another aerial battle. This time with about 50 razor bats.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can.
But Spidey is getting tired and doesn't want to keep fighting endless hordes of razor bats, so he decides to head to a construction site. And I had a tough time getting there because camera lock was still locking onto the razor bats, and I didn't realize you have to turn it off. Spidey's crawled into a hiding spot, remembering that shoe Goblin threw at him, but he notices a piece of Goblin's glider. He finds out that Oscorp is involved and decides a little breaking and entering isn't ordered.
If any of these guards manage to raise an alarm, I'm out of luck. I can't let them see me.
Oh, crap. Like I said in my Elite Force review, I hate stealth missions.
I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
And the next two levels are, you guessed it, stealth missions. So the object is to go to various unpassword-protected computers scattered around Oscorp's office and extract pieces of a code to get through that door, which is basically every IT department's worst nightmare. Oh, the help desk is gonna get swarmed with calls. But then again, the employees are the ones who didn't lock their computers and were stupid enough to store top-secret passwords on those unlocked computers, so...
I missed the part where that's my problem.
You also have to avoid the security guards, which can be done by hiding in the shadows or even webbing them up. Because it's not like webbing them up isn't blowing your cover or anything.
What's Spider-Man doing here? Never saying yes to another 24-hour shift.
Got it.
Oh, was breaking and entering too much? How about a little sabotage?
So, what are you guys cooking up here? Pizza time.
Basically, Spidey found an Oscorp employee with a conscience who didn't know Oscorp was involved in chemical weapons, so Spidey agrees to shut it all down. The downside? You guessed it, more stealth. Because I was so good at stealth the last time.
It's Spider-Man!
Target identified.
Okay, we're done with the stealth levels. Now giant robot.
That thing's bigger than Long Island and it doesn't look too friendly.
So, take out the shield generator, avoid the giant ray gun of death, and take out the sensor relay. Yeah, it's kinda hitting me that a lot of this game is filler. I mean, I didn't mind it so much when I was fighting various supervillains that had a personality. And this doesn't even happen in the movie! I'd rather have another supervillain to deal with than sneaking around Oscorp on a weekend.
That was too close.
Spidey manages to sneak into Norman Osborn's office. Or maybe not his office, he was supposed to be fired. And discovers that Oscorp is indeed after him, but also MJ.
Mary Jane. Goblin. No!
Alright, we better get out of here and save MJ. Again! Oh, did you think the game was gonna let you walk out of Oscorp as quietly as you came in? No, now you gotta fight your way out with rejected Cylons shooting at you. No, seriously, these security androids sound like Cylons.
Find the intruder and neutralize with extreme prejudice.
Attention, attention.
Basically, it's just turning off the security systems and going back to where you came in. Hey, how'd you like a desk job? Gotta feel bad for all the employees who probably had pictures of their families on their desks. You know that's not surviving this.
See ya, chump.
MJ goes home after a long day with some groceries.
Tough day at the office, huh?
She is, of course, kidnapped, and Spidey has to chase after Goblin to save her in perhaps one of the most annoying levels in this game. There is almost no margin for error, and one wrong turn will mean you never see MJ again. Although, Goblin is after Spider-Man, so it's not in his best interest to lose him, right? He shouldn't want to go too fast to lose Spidey because it's not MJ he's after, it's Spider-Man. Your plan makes no sense, Goblin! But anyways, I ended up getting through this level by partially memorizing Goblin's route through how many attempts and taking shortcuts.
Put me down, you jerk! Help!
Quiet, girlie.
Finally, we reach the final level and final boss. It's all been leading up to this. 2 more things have to be done to complete the game. Rescue MJ and defeat Goblin once and for all. Rescuing MJ isn't too hard. I mean, sure, there's a burning bridge, but you should be able to reach MJ easily before the fire reaches her. The hard part is fighting Goblin once again. It's almost like a repeat of the Goblin fight a few levels ago. Goblin throws you around like you're a rag doll, and you can barely land one blow on him.
You aren't going to hurt anyone anymore.
What are you going to do? Kill me?
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
I had to start throwing web balls at him because getting close enough to punch him involved getting tossed around a bit. Ah, finally!
Mr. Osborn.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Osborn! Who could have guessed that? Even though Spidey saw those files in his office at Oscorp, how could he have been involved? Norman Osborn meets a similar fate as in the movie, although in a different location and in public.
Tell Harry I'm sorry.
Spidey's about to tell MJ his true identity, but she says she knows, which kinda messes up the sequel when you think about it. They share a kiss and Peter Parker ends the game.
Looks like you're done now. Go outside and play.
But wait, we're not completely done yet! For you see, beating the game on various difficulties or with a certain number of points will unlock different features, like pinhead bowling. Don't you miss it when games would throw something like this in? Heck, even Bruce Campbell tells you how to play.
Okay, come on. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Spider-Man? Bowling, right? For the love of Pete, don't turbo swing. That's for idiots.
What a way to relax after a day of fighting crime. And that's the movie tie-in game to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. And despite its drawbacks, I really enjoy this game. Sure, the camera could be better, and some levels feel like filler, especially the Oscorp levels, but there are just so many things that just work for this game. The game makes you feel like Spider-Man, from the web slinging to the web zipping, saving MJ, and fighting the bad guys. I like that we fight multiple villains in mini story arcs within this game, something that you can't really do with a movie. Maybe a TV series, but not a movie. It could have been closer to the movie, sure, but it also expands the world the movie takes place in with these mini arcs. I like that we see a wisecracking Spider-Man in this game, and that was one of the things I would have liked to have seen more of in the movie. It's also a plus that Tobey Maguire and William Dafoe reprise their roles as Peter Parker and Norman Osborn. You don't really see movie actors voice their characters in video games very often, and I thought they did pretty well. If you liked Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, you'll definitely want to check this game out. And it's on multiple systems, so grab a PS2, GameCube, Xbox, or even PC copy of the game. It's not an overly difficult game, and it's pretty easy to find. I think I grabbed my copy for around $13 in one of my retro game shopping trips, so the price isn't too bad. There's a part of me that prefers the game to the movie, maybe because of the nostalgia, but they're both good. This is definitely one of the better movie tie-in games. So what do you think? Did you play the Spider-Man game? Did you love it? Did you hate it? How does it compare to the movie? And what are some of your favorite superhero games? Please leave a comment below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Waz Reviews. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends! Until next time...
Tomorrow morning, Spider-Man, page 1 with a decent picture this time.